Hello, I'm making this video to talk about gluons. The gamma ray bursts and gluons. Gamma ray bursts are the only natural lasers, in my theory. When light is not lased, it goes from a source in a spherical pattern, non-coherent. When it is lased, it comes from a source and beams at a source. That's simple proof that the gamma ray burst is a laser. And this laser has perfectly coherent waveforms that produce the gluons. They can produce gluons up to as heavy as the top quark, depending on how much energy is in the gamma ray burst. At the Big Bang, it was a gamma ray burst that I believe did go spherically, and all the particles are entangled. And all the particles were entangled at the beginning of the universe. They're not now. They've had time to untangle. There might still be some path to entanglement for those particles. I don't know. But what I want to get through to you on this video, the takeaway is that gamma ray bursts are lasers. And they produce a perfectly combined coherent waveform that looks like this. And this is where gluon formation takes place, in this 1/2 wavelength. The fundamental strings are in light. They spin to generate charge. The fundamental strings of string theory is what I'm talking about. And instead of expressing that charge as energy and waves on the circumference of a string, they just remain rigid and spin left or right to generate positive or negative charge, polarity. We need to cover, the gluon that makes looks like this. The gluon that the waveform, the gamma, the perfectly combined gamma waveform makes looks like this. It looks just like the waveform that created it. Looks just like that. But pair production of leptons, electron and positron pair, is a gamma wave, a single non-coherent gamma wave, and it produces electrons in an electron string. This is what the electron looks like. That's produced from the fundamental strings. I've got them listed as bosons, but the fundamental strings, I call them bosons in the electron like that. While they are bonded, they are not bosons. I should have listed that differently. They are bosons when they are in the light wave because they impart momentum to a light wheel. The light wave does. So the photons are in light waves are bosons. But these aren't photons. These are the fundamental strings of string theory, massless in light waves, that bond together by the weak force because they too spin. The fundamental strings are just round strings that spin either right or left, like the regular strings of string theory, but they remain rigid. Is there any more we need to cover? What questions might you have? Well, this lased waveform creates the gluon. Non-coherent gamma creates the pair production. That's what I want you to take away from this video for the beginning of gluon creation, for you to understand that the gluons then beta decay. Yes, gluons beta decay. This is an 8-string gluon. If it beta decays, this is a 6-string gluon. I drew 8 there on accident, but it's a 6-string gluon. It's 2 less than this because 2 strings from this were turned into gamma, emitted, and deposited on the polar spin region of the gluon. The gluon spins either right or left to generate its electrical charge as well. You need to know that. It generates the strong force by spinning. And what spins it, well, where does it get the energy to spin? What spins it is energy latent in space-time, the same energy that expands the galaxies, the same energy that's a frothing sea of energy at the Planck length that the universe is. And the dimensionality we live in, it's just by our eyes, ears, our touch, our senses that we think it's empty space. It's how we evolved. But it's not. There is energy in it, and it is frothing with energy. And we live in the energy the particles use. The particles take the dimensionality, the energy of dimensionality, the dimensionality itself, and the particles turn this energy or convert this energy or transform this energy into the 3 fundamental forces of nature: the weak force, the strong force, and electromagnetism. The dimensionality is converted to those 3 fundamental forces, and if it uses dimensionality, the particle, as it spins, and it's generating those 3 forces, the dimensionality used up by the particle must be replaced. So new dimensionality rushes in to replace what the particle used. Well, in huge massive objects such as the sun, the dimensionality rushes in to replace the dimensionality that's been burned or converted. Burned or converted is a better word, into the 3 fundamental forces of nature. It literally converts the energy of dimensionality into those 3 forces. Well, as the dimensionality is converted, it draws in new dimensionality to convert. It has to. New dimensionality rushes in, new space-time rushes in to be converted to force and charge and energy by the particles themselves. And this works for point particle theory as well, so I don't want to hear it from CERN. The point particles, to manifest that energy of strong force, weak force, and electromagnetism, even if they are point particles, have to get that energy from somewhere. They get it directly from dimensionality of space-time. Dimensionality is a fuel. Well, I got off on that, but what I want you to take away from this video is that gamma ray bursts are lasers. Thank you.